Savor the good times. I'm Stephen Shomler. Welcome to Spark to Bonfire. I'm ready. You ready? Let's do this thing. So I work with Bonfire Trailblazers. That's my team, my community of people out there blazing their own trail toward the life they imagine. I work with a lot of content creators, a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of people out there working hard to make it happen, to move ahead in their life, to change their life, to upgrade their life. You're putting in effort, you're putting it together, and something I don't want you to miss, savor the good times. A story, please. Now, as you can imagine, this particular bonfire equipping insight was inspired by a story. So I often go out to the Oregon coast, and there's a couple different places I stay, and I often am lucky enough to get a room at the Dragon's Flight Retreat Center. Now, people start trying to figure out how they can stay at the Dragon's Flight Retreat Center. I must tell you, it's a private retreat center, and you can only stay by invitation only. I'm sorry. It's just, if you know, you know. If you don't, just know that, hey, you may never get to stay at the Dragon's Flight Retreat Center. So I'm there recently, and we're out on the front deck. They've got this beautiful front deck at this retreat center, and it's about 10 o'clock at night, and there's myself and 3 of my Bonfire Trailblazers with me, and we're having this great time when we're laughing and chatting and drinking wine and just having an amazing visit. The sun has set, and it's just a beautiful, cool, crisp, wonderful Oregon coast summer evening. And I just feel inspired to move, say, man, we got to toast this. These are the good times. And we toast to the good times. And I say, man, it's just so important that we savor the good times. And for whatever reason, that just kind of just struck a chord with people's hearts. And all of a sudden, it just got really heavy. We weren't in a room, but you have those things where it just gets really heavy in a room. And it's like, man, stuff just got real. And it got really sober and kind of intense and quiet for a bit. And finally, one of the people spoke up, and she said, there are times in my life that I wish I had really enjoyed them. I wish I'd really savored them. I go, oh my goodness, that's awful. And we talk a little bit about it, and I say, I have to tell you, that's a great line. I started writing it down. I'm going to steal that, and I'm going to make a Spark to Bonfire insight about savoring the good times. She says, oh, go ahead and do it. Because I don't want you to miss this. All chapters end. The way I've come to view my life is there's different chapters, different themes in my life, and all chapters come to an end. And just recently I was thinking about, there was a time in my life where I engaged in a certain activity and hung out with a community of people, and I had some heartache, and that chapter came to an end. And although I miss it, it came to an end, and I'm so glad that I enjoyed it while I was in it. So yes, there are times in my life where I have enjoyed chapters before they ended, and I was so glad I did. But there's other times in my life where, you like my friend that said, there are times in life I wish I had enjoyed them more when I was in the midst of them. Same thing's true for me. You know how people complain about, the middle of the night stepping on a Lego? Those little tiny evil Legos? Well, there's something worse, actually, than stepping on a Lego. I'm surprised people don't talk about it. I think you've had to have been a really good parent that raised your toddlers right to be able to have this experience. And that is, before Legos, you get Duplos. Now, Duplos are big Lego blocks made by Legos to sucker kids in to build with these big things, and then they get the next step down to the smaller Legos. And I tell you, if it's the middle of the night and you're headed to the bathroom and you step on a big Duplo, you think Legos are bad, Duplos are 10 times worse. And my kids, they had Duplos, and they'd build these little things. I just went to prepare for this insight, and I Googled Duplos and looked at the Lego website about them, and wow, what incredible, all this amazing stuff they have now. I'm glad I don't have toddlers now. I'd probably go broke just buying all these cool Duplo things. Because if I had toddlers now, I would get down on the floor and play with them a lot more than I did. Now, I feel very good how I invested in my kids when they were young and the time that I spent with them, but there's certain phases in their life where I wish I had done certain things more. I wish when they were just starting to play with Duplos, I wish I'd been down on the floor playing with them more. When they loved being on a swing and they'd say, Daddy, push me in the swing, push me more, I wish that I had pushed them on the swing until my arms fell off. Because those chapters close very quickly. You think about when you have kids, you think about Halloween, and you're dressing up for Halloween kind of seemed like a pain to me and a nuisance, but you only get to do it 3, 4, 5 years. That's it. Because they're too young, and then you do it, and then all of a sudden they're too old, they don't want to be with you. So man, lean into it, have fun. There's certain times with your kids, those chapters close very quickly. All chapters come to an end. And if you're in the midst of a good time, man, savor that good time. Drink deep from it. Now, a couple things occurred to me thinking about, savoring the good times. One of them is that if you don't enjoy your life, it's pretty tough to savor the good times, because you kind of feel like if you hate your life and you get to go do something fun, some kind of outing, some kind of escape, you almost feel like you're a prisoner who's been let out for a little bit and you have to go back to prison. And there's almost some desperation attached to that event. And it's really hard to drink deep when you feel like you just don't enjoy your life. By the way, if that's you, if you struggle with enjoying your life, I've got a whole teaching about learning how to enjoy your life. I'll put a link down below. It's a wonderful Spark to Bonfire resource that you can get that'll go over with you how you can enjoy your life. And one of the segments in that teaching, one of the things I cover is how Mamma Mia. I went to the movie theater. It had come out. It was at the movies. I didn't realize that it was a musical. I wasn't in the mood to see a musical. I was grumpy. I sat down, and all of a sudden there's people singing and dancing. It's like, what is this all about? And I'm grumpy and I'm cranky. And then at one point it broke me and I started crying because these people are singing and dancing, and there's this beautiful turquoise teal water and sunshine, and they're so freaking happy. And I wasn't enjoying my life, and I'd never been taught to enjoy my life. And I just started bawling right there in the theater at this crazy time during this crazy song because I so much wanted to enjoy my life. So if you don't enjoy my life, if you don't enjoy your life, go check out that resource. Man, life is too short and too precious not to live a life you don't love. And it starts with learning how to enjoy your life. That resource will teach you how to do it. The other thing for me is that savor it's an advanced skill set. I've got my Pinnacle 9 values that shape my life, shape the structure and the feel of my life. And those values build on each other. And enjoy your life is number 1. And then number 8 of the 9 is savor. So I have a lot of things that I've learned how to really embrace and live out in my life before I got to savor. So it's kind of like a higher end, it takes a lot more skill. So like I said, if you know how to enjoy your life, learn to savor. And if you're kind of struggling how to really savor something, how to drink deep, hang in there, you'll get it. It's totally worth it. And one more thing about savoring the good times. This is probably pretty evident to some of you, but I know that for some of you it actually needs to be said. If you're going to savor good times, you have to have good times. And then I encourage you to wave the good times in. Or when I got to go to New Orleans a number of years ago, had an incredible trip. Cafe du Monde, the beignets, chicory coffee. I could go on about the incredible food I had in New Orleans. I can't wait to go back and create some content for the Culinary Treasure Network about New Orleans. You can bet your bippy I'm going to have more beignets at Cafe du Monde, more chicory coffee, more muffaladas, more po' boys. I could go on. But they have this really cool phrase, let the good times roll. Now they say it in French. I am probably going to butcher it. My French is not very good at all, so please forgive me. But let's see if I can come close. Laissez les bon temps rouler. That's as close as I can get. I hope I got it right. Laissez les bon temps rouler. Let the good times roll. So baby, you have got to, in your life, let the good times roll. Let them happen. Make time for the good times, and then when they're occurring, savor them. Drink deep, okay? I know a lot of you are out there putting stuff together, working hard, but don't miss the good times. Have good times, and then make sure that you savor those good times. I'm Stephen Shomler. I believe in the beauty of your dream. Go live the life you imagine.